All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles, elders, great millstone, who rule and teach well. Shalom, Mubarakim to you, brothers and sisters out there. All right, this is the brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville camp. And Lord, willing that this lesson is edifying to the hopefully elect. All right, basically, this lesson is going to be going into, basically Israelite foreigners. Because I was watching an Apostle Gabar video today, one of his recent ones talking about white people in Great Millstone. All right, which, first of all, one of the first things that you really learn in the truth is there's no such thing as black or white people. And these are all social constructs, and not only that, but basing somebody's race upon their skin complexion or upon their physical appearance is really that of an Edomite. All right, Esau introduced that type of ideology into the earth because for the longest period of time, it was based upon your lineage. Okay, it was based upon your lineage, and not only your lineage, but your father's lineage. Right, so, because basically Apostle Gabar in the video was talking about how, I believe it was a couple years ago, he had told, all of us Israelite foreigners to make a lesson saying, am I a black Hebrew Israelite? So, and he said, really, brothers should do it every now and then, which that's honestly one of my favorite topics to go into is Israelite foreigners. Okay, so, I'm going to obviously touch on Israelite foreigners, myself being one. And, so the title of this lesson is, am I a black Hebrew Israelite? All right, which, first of all, you look at the chart, the 12 tribes chart, most of the nation ain't even black people, so-called. Right, that's really the southern kingdom, especially Judah. But then you have the northern kingdom, which we know, the northern kingdom can, will come looking so-called black. All the tribes started out, for the most part, dark. We know that. Really every nation started out dark except Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right, which is what he's collectively known as, which, even Cain, prior to being cursed, he was so-called black. So it just goes to show that having melanin, having pigment, having dark skin really doesn't mean anything. Okay? And, we've gone into Israelite foreigners, we've gone into what, how race is actually determined according to the Bible. We've gone into the meaning of mamzer, which is bastard. All right, it's not dealing with somebody that has it. You don't need both your parents to be Israelites to be an Israelite. All right, it just needs to be your father. All right, only your father needs to be an Israelite. And we've proven that time. But, I'm going to get some more scriptures because we need to constantly go into it because you never know who's new, who needs to see it. Maybe somebody's ignorant, to it. They've never heard it. Maybe, just rebuke in general. Just bringing it out because, that's what we do. That's what we were brought into this truth to do, which is to teach this word, to wake up the elect, like I said, ultimately teach the word, bring out the words of Yahweh B'Shem Shai, and no matter how repetitive that may be, we don't care. We don't care. Well, I've already heard this a million times. Well, you're going to hear it a million more. So either thumbs up the video or get the fuck off. We don't care about scoffers and scorners, what you guys got to say. All right, because if they were talking hellish shit about Yahweh Shai back in that time, telling him he was, worshiping Satan, that he was performing witchcraft and, that he was a false prophet and, this man was literally tortured and placed on the cross for Israel. And then he had Israelites telling him to get off the cross if you're really about it. But then we gonna act like Israel's gonna treat us with respect, with care, with love. No, they're not. They never have, they never will. Like Yahweh Shai said, servant is not greater than his master. Okay? So we're going to have to deal with that as well. I personally, I've dealt with it. I've been in the truth for a very short period of time. I'm a novice. I ain't been in that long. Okay? But I've dealt with it myself. Right? Men called me an Edomite. Talk shit about shit. Our whole camp, Nashville camp, we've had to deal with certain men that were filled with malice. Whether they want to admit to that or not, we've had some very hateful individuals come up against us, in the past. All right, and still, because in this, let me go ahead and grab that first before I get anything else, because it's an important thing for all of us to understand is that when you come into this truth, you become a target. All right, you become a target, man. Isaiah 59:15, it says, "Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey." Prey is something that's hunted. "And the Lord saw it," which right there is Yahweh, and Yahweh saw it, "and it displeased him that there was no judgment." So there's no righteous judgment being performed on the planet Earth. Nobody's speaking up for the cause of the poor, for the humble. All right? There's just wrongful, unrighteous decrees going out. The righteous are hated here. What is that? I want to say Isaiah 5:20. "Woe unto them that call good evil and evil good, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put sweeter. Wow. I'm getting excited. Sweet for bitter and bitter for sweet." This whole society is upside down. Job 9:24. "The earth is ruled by the wicked." It's in the hand of the wicked, which we know according to Malachi is talking about the Edomites. All right, Malachi 1:4. And then Sirach 10, we know that the king, whatever spirit he's in, all the people under him, his servants, are going to follow in that same mindset. And we see that every day here, man. All right, with the murder, all right, the child mold. You know what I'm saying? With Esau doing all that with these rings and shit. All right, the trafficking. Just drugs. All right, lying, robbery, grape. You see all these evil, abominable things going on in the earth because of the rulers. And they push that sodomy. That's a big thing. This is Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. All right, you got men turning into women, women turning into a bunch of confusion, dust. That's what you got all up in America, all up across, and not just America. All right, all these other countries have nothing but confusion going on because of America's philosophies that they've been pushing. Which is why, a lot of these nations, they're going to turn against America and realize, okay, everything they were telling us to do and all the things that they were bringing to our countries really wasn't beneficial at all. It was cool in the moment because it allowed us to have certain privileges with Esau ruling, but now that Esau is going down, it's like, oh, it's pissing the Lord off, which is the ruler of the heavens and the earth. So they're going to be scared. They're going to be like, look, we got to burn this whore, Babylon. Even EU and NATO is going to turn it because Esau is divided. I wish that, like how I said, if Satan is divided against Satan, how shall his kingdom stand? It's not going to stand. It's not going to last. Okay, but let me get into the topic, of Israelite foreigners. Because, truth be told, it's something that can't be argued. Okay, because here it is, at least how I look at it, most camps teach you are what your father is. Right? Whatever your father is, that's what you are. Your mother is irrelevant in terms of your race. Now, you have people that say both your parents got to be Israelite. You're dumb. All right? You're dumb not only because that's not scriptural. Secondly, not only is it not scriptural, it's also honestly very unlikely that your entire family line on both sides, your father and your mother's side, has absolutely no heathen blood, so-called heathen blood within it. It's absolutely asinine. Okay? You don't have the records. Both my parents are black. Great. And the craziest part is a lot of Jake don't even know they dad. But swear they Judah, swear they're Ephraim, swear they're Issachar, swear they're Gad. You don't know your lineage. All right, everything is based upon faith. It's all faith-based. So yeah, you're damn right with faith-based Israelites, because that's all we got. Romans 8:16. Right? The Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And you can't, nowadays especially, I suffer the curses. I gotta be Israelite. Does it not say Deuteronomy 30:7 that our enemies, even Esau, will suffer the curses? Curses are starting to fall upon him. You got homeless Edomites. Just because you're homeless don't mean you Jake. Just because you ain't got no daddy don't mean you Jake. Just because you poor don't mean you Jake, man. Oppressed, bag with holes. That's a lot of people now. It ain't just Israelites. So how do you know that you're an Israelite? All right, and especially, for Bishop Nathaniel, which, I'm not targeting him, or nothing like that. But he said that, we got white people in the camps, Edomites. Well, how do you know you're not an Edomite? How do you know you're not a terror? That's what I really mean when I'm saying that. How do you know you're not a terror? What are you going to say? Because you understand the truth? Do I not understand the truth? What's the difference between you and me? Other than your skin complexion. Because we're not talking about that. We're talking about the spirit. Okay? Because the scriptures clearly talk about terrors, especially like ISUPK, which is good, that they go into it, constantly talking about the great robbery and murder of Esau, Edom. So where are the products of all this grape? Because what would that cause? Tears, right? Esau sleeping with black women and sleeping with Latino women, which at the time, were indigenous women, Native Americans, from North, Central, South America and the Caribbean islands. So if he's graping them, their children are what? Edomites. Just because he's so-called Puerto Rican don't mean he Jake. Just because he's Mexican don't mean he Jake. So how do we determine who is and who isn't an Israelite? By the Spirit. Anybody going off of carnal means is a fucking idiot. Okay? You actually are kind of slow. Not going to lie. Now, is the majority of Israel black, Latinos, Native Americans? Yeah, duh. Right? We know that. That's obvious. Are the majority of so-called white people Edomites? Yes. Okay, but you still have to understand that you will have Israelites that look like Esau, that look like Moab, Ham, Japheth, all these other nations, and you will have heathens, Edomites, that look like Jake. Okay, it is 2025. Everybody's been mix and mingle. Esau even dropped an article a few years ago saying that most black people here in America today have mingled with white people in their family history. So you can't say, yeah, both your parents got to be black for you to be Israel. That's not possible, man. It's very unlikely. And then by that, you want to go by that, then King David, King Solomon, and Yahweh Shai, according to your bugged out through doctrine, were heathens. And then if we want to go off of that, okay, let's say my dad's a Hamite and my mom's Ammon. What nation am I from? Because according to you, if my dad is Jake, but my mom is a heathen or an Edomite, then I'm an Edomite. Because both your parents got to be Jake, you say. So if my dad's Ham and my mom's Ammon, what nation am I from? What nation am I from then, bro? That shit, y'all through, man. And then for all you camps out there, because I'm going to pull it too, because it is based upon your father. Numbers 1:18 is the main place that we go. All right, Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. It says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees, which basically goes into their ancestry, their lineage, after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. So your father passes the seed. It even tells that in Wisdom of Solomon. The seed of man. All right, that's what the child is the seed. What nationality? What race of man did he come out of? What man's, genitalia did he protrude from? That's what his race is. It doesn't matter, because we bring out the seeds, right? Like trees, plants. If I plant an apple seed in China or Japan, Brazil, America, it doesn't matter where it is. It's a different area, but it's still the same tree because of the seed. It doesn't matter where the soil is, what the soil looks like. It's about the seed. That's where the plant comes from. Same thing with this. You see? So all you camps that teach you are what your father is, you're absolutely correct. And we'll give you, we'll commend you for that. Which really is fourth grade understanding at this point. All right, everybody should know that you are what your father is. Excuse me, Salaki. Now, the thing is, you can't say you are what your father is and then not acknowledge Israelite foreigners. It doesn't make any sense. You can't say you are what your father is, have Latinos in your congregation, have light-skinned Negroes in your congregation, and then not understand Israelite foreigners. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. But this man's Mexican. Great. And he's a couple shades darker than me. So what if he slept with a white woman? Is his kid not going to look white? There's a lot of examples. Drake's son, Jason Tatum's son, Blake Griffin's son, Neymar's son. His son has blonde hair and pale skin, but he's an Asherite, according to his father's lineage. So it's not based upon looks. It's not. And that shows that a lot of you Israelites, you're brute beasts. You deal with carnality. You're not in the spirit. All right, which ultimately shows the Lord ain't dealing with you, bro. Okay? And what a lot of you need to understand too, it's also part of the curses. It's a part of the curses, bro. Because it tells in the curses that your eye will be evil towards your brother. You standing there and calling this man a Moabite or Edomite, even though he's doing the same thing you're doing, teaching the words of Yahweh Shemal Shai, that's hate. You have hate in your heart. Okay? And you know what? Because I actually want to go into this, especially because like we said, Israelites will come looking like all nations where they were scattered. The main one that we talk about is Esau because he is the antagonist of the movie. Okay? He is the main enemy that we have. This is also his kingdom. He's been ruling for a very long period of time since the Greeks. All right? Now, there was an intermission period where he was taken out of power for the span of 1,000 years during the time of the Dark Ages, the Middle Ages, and it came back during the Renaissance period, which is why they called it Renaissance, because Renaissance goes into rebirth or reborn. It's when Esau came back into power. Okay, but essentially Esau, outside of that 1,000 years, has been ruling since Greece, the time of Alexander the Great and his 4 generals. All right, Ptolemy, Seleucus, Cassander, and Lysimachus. So a very long time. And our people have been mingling with him for a very long time. But here, I'm going to get a few scriptures to show you that there is absolutely 0% chance that I am an Edomite. Now, if you want to say I'm a 2/3, hey, go ahead. You are completely in the right to say that. If you want to say I'm a 2/3 Israelite, I'm bugged out, I'm through, I'm going to eat a missile, okay. I'll accept that. I absolutely will. Whatever. I don't believe that. Okay, Yahweh forbid, but if you want to say that, okay. What you can't say is that I'm a heathen. What you can't say is you're an Edomite. That's not according to the Bible. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and prove that with a few scriptures, even outside of showing my lineage, because I don't have my lineage. I'm be honest, and either do you. So that's why I'm kind of confused why you're so certain that you're an Israelite from this tribe, but you're certain that I'm an Edomite, which first of all, you don't even know my father's name, let alone what he looks like, where he came from. You don't know none of that. You don't know my background, but you're going to tell me I'm an Edomite just because I'm pale. No, bro. It don't work like that. It doesn't. It really doesn't. And another thing that a lot of you need to understand, first of all, that shit is offensive as hell. Okay? Being called the Edomite is I fucking hate Edomites. Okay? Look at me in my face when I'm saying that shit. I fucking hate Edomites, man. Never once in my life have I thought I was a goddamn cracker, man. Not once in my life. Even a little before I knew about the truth, I knew I wasn't no fucking Edomite. I didn't know what an Edomite was. But where I grew up around a lot of white people in Minnesota. That's where I grew up. And race was never really a thing. Once I started to find out about race, I knew I wasn't so-called white. I'm like, no, my dad's got to be Latino or black or something. I go back to somebody of color. There ain't no way in hell that I'm associated with these people at all. Okay? And should I even told my dad, before he passed, I mentioned to him that we're not associated with those, with regular white people. And he knew. He said, I know. And even my uncle. said the same thing. So clearly, we understand that we're not the same. We know that. All right? Which it reminds me of this song that I used to listen to when I was a teenager by Earl Sweatshirt. All right? And I think it's called Chum. But in the song, he says, too white for the black kids, too black for the whites. That's where we found ourselves at a lot. Okay? We don't connect with Esau because we're Jake. But we can't connect with Jake because Jake will look at you and assume things. Or disregard you because of how you look. Okay? And I know I'm not the only one. I know certain light-skinned people, especially if you're like a light bright. You know, you're so-called black, but you're white passing. Or Latinos, Hispanics. I know they'll get what I'm saying when I say that. Okay? Anyways. Let me get a couple scriptures here to prove, all right, that there is absolutely no way a so-called white person, so-called, in this truth is an Edomite. It's literally not possible. Anybody saying that it is, you're a fucking idiot. All right, Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. All right, white is talking about made pure, made holy, made undefiled. It's not talking about pale. All right, when you go into the scriptures, being pale is a curse. It's leprosy. I'm trying to figure out how you read the scriptures and realize that pale skin is leprosy. It's a curse. And you had Israelites that had leprosy, but all of a sudden today, every Israelite's going to be black. Not, you know, and when they'll say, oh, well, albino people. Yes, that is the main form of leprosy that we're talking about. But was Esau not cursed with leprosy? So-called white people are literally albino black people, are they not? Did Esau not come from Isaac and Rebekah? Wasn't his dad black? Wasn't his mom black? So what happened? What happened? He was cursed with leprosy. Okay? Which, you know, I've been told, you know, it doesn't even, you may be, you know, if you're in this truth and you look so-called white, you might not even look like that because you committed iniquity. You might look like that because that's just how the Lord wanted you to look, because the Lord is exalting his name and his power, man. We got to understand that this is bigger than us, because I'll tell you what, and I'm going to be straight up honest. Got to be, right? This is the truth. If it were up to me, if the Lord asked me, Malachi, there's no consequence or anything. You'll still be in the truth. Everything's going to stay the same. Do you opt out of being an Israelite foreigner? And I'll make you a so-called black man. I would opt out immediately. Are you kidding me? That's one of the biggest things with a lot of you cats, bro. You throw out all this slander, all this bullshit. Us Israelite foreigners don't want to look like this, dog. I don't want to look like this. I'll get randomly depressed as shit because I realize, because I constantly, my mind unwillfully forgets. I forget that I even look like this. I do. Until somebody brings it up, or I look at myself in the mirror and I realize, damn, I look like a white boy. That shit hurts. It does. It really does. So would I opt out if I had the choice? Absolutely. If it was up to me, I wouldn't look like this. But it's not up to me. It's not about me. It's not about my will. It's not about what I want. It's about Yahweh Shemal Shai. That's the will that we're here to fulfill. That's the whole point. All right? And then ultimately, all of us, we're all cursed. We're all fucked up. This is part of curse. This is part of being scattered amongst the heathen, is it not? It ain't just talking about Jake over in Hawaii just chilling in the chair, bro. When it says scattered among the heathen, it means you'll mingle with them too and look like them. It's part of curses. Because at the end of the day, the only way back then, because I even have one, and I'm not going to pull it, you can get it yourself, Ezra 2:59. During the time of the Second Temple rebuild, if you did not have your records showing that you were an Israelite, they didn't automatically say, yeah, you're a heathen. But if you didn't have the records proving that you came from whatever tribe through your patrilineal, your father's lineage, you were not coming with. You were not joining on to them. Records was everything back then. Okay? What you look like didn't fuck. Well, I'm black. Look at my skin, man. Don't care. We don't know your lineage. You could be a fucking Hamite for all we know. You go back to Ishmael. Your great-great-grandfather could be Elam. We don't fucking know. We don't know you. That's how it was. Now all of a sudden, because Esau's in power, now everything's about carnality. Now everything's about skin complexion, hair. No. That never fucking mattered, bro. That didn't matter back then. Alright, but anyways, back to Daniel 12:10. I'm going to start over. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. That's another thing, being tried. And, for us Israelite foreigners, looking like this is being tried. It's testing your integrity. All right? But understand, 1 Corinthians 10 and 13, the Lord will not put you in a situation that you can't handle. So whatever situation you find yourself in, and even outside of Israelite foreigners, just brothers, sisters in general, whatever situation you find yourself in, Yahweh Shemel Shai put you there because you can handle it, because it's gonna, first of all, it's gonna bring growth. And is that not the whole point? Every day every day you wake up, you praise Yahweh Shemel Shai that you woke up. Are you happy you woke up because you're in Babylon? You happy you woke up because you're in the flesh? No and no. You're happy because it's another day that you're able to grow in the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai. You're able to be a better man or woman. You're able to just do better, to chase perfection, to be more and more like Yahweh Shai. It's another day to learn. It's another day to be able to sacrifice for the Lord. It's another day to be able to just work on yourself, build your spirit up, tap into the brotherhood. It's another day to get locked in. It's another day to work, another day to grind. All right, another day to build up them heavenly wages. Okay, it says, but the wicked shall do wickedly. Once again, we already talked about who the wicked are. And none, maybe, here, you know what? We'll do this. None. Search Google for none. All right, dictionary, it's regular Google. None. Not any. Okay? Because apparently we got to go into words like that now. For some of you, Jake. And none of the wicked, who, once again, it's like the third, fourth time I'm saying it. Who are the wicked? The Edomites. And none of the wicked shall understand. Understand what? The truth. It even tells us in Hebrews, though he sought carefully with tears, there was no repentance found for Esau, Edom. Scriptures also say, I believe in Zechariah, the name of the Lord, the names of Yahweh Shemel Shai are dreadful among the heathen. Dreadful, meaning fearful. They're not gonna pray to the Lord. They're not gonna fast in those names. They're not gonna teach. Why would Esau teach this truth? A big base of the truth is waking up the elect, exposing Esau, which is going to usher in the kingdom of heaven and take down his kingdom and put him in slavery. Why the hell would Esau be teaching this? Esau is putting billions of dollars, trillions of dollars to stop this ministry from coming into fruition. Why the hell would an Edomite teach his word? Man, but like the Lord said, bro, Jake is sottish, stupid, just dumb as all hell. It says, but the wise shall understand. Let me grab another one, right? It's in the Apocrypha. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. Well, first let me get this. Well, yeah, let me pull this. I'm going to read it, but I'm going to pull this word up real quick just so I can have it on deck. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in a body that is subject unto sin. So wisdom is not going to enter into a malicious soul. What does the word malicious mean? Characterized by malice, intending or intended to do harm. Let's look up this word malice. The intention or desire to do evil, ill will. Says similar words: malevolence, venom, evil intentions, bad blood, devilment, vengefulness, spite, animosity. So what are a lot of these words we're reading? These apply to Edomites, or does it not? So wisdom will not enter into the soul of a malicious individual. The main people that are malicious by nature, by birth, right? Right as soon as he's born, he's estranged from the womb. He goes abroad teaching lies. It's in Job, roughly paraphrasing. Salaki if I butchered it, I believe I did. But the Lord knows my intentions. He goes forth teaching lies from the womb, estranged from the womb. So a lot of these words, they apply to him, do they not? So once again, how is the Edomite going to understand this truth? How is the Edomite going to come into this knowledge and teach the words of Yahweh Shem Shai, pray, fast, keep the Day of Atonement, keep the Passover, keep the Sabbath, keep the laws? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. It just shows just how much hatred that you Jakes have in your heart, bro. And you know what? That's fine. Because ultimately somebody's got to do it. Just understand that you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. All right, if you want to continue to say that we're Edomites and Moabites and Ammonites, go ahead. Go ahead. But if you want to break it down by characteristics and by the Spirit, you act more like an Edomite than I do, man. I'm not hating my brother. I'm rebuking my brother. I'm teaching the words of Yahweh Shem Shai. I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm doing things I need to be doing. You're sitting on a podium talking shit. You're sitting on a podium mocking the names of the Lord. You're sitting on a podium being proud, lying, extortion. But you got all this shit to say, man. That's why Yahweh Shai likened a lot of you Jakes on the Esau Edom. John 8 and 44. Year of your father, the devil. A lot of you Jakes act just like Esau Edom and got the nerve to call somebody else Esau because of how he looks. Look at the irony of that. All right, so that's all I'm going to bring out. Because I actually made a lesson, I believe last week, about bastards, mamzers. So I already went into that, about how only your dad needs to be Israelite, which, like I stated before, even if you want to go that route, bro, which, first of all, it's all about your father's lineage. That's what matters according to your race. But if you want to go that route, both of my parents are Jake. I believe that wholeheartedly. They're from different tribes, I believe, but they're both Jake. Because how do I know? From experience. I've been around a lot of different spirits in the past few years, and I've been around different nations, different Edomites, different Jakes. Both my parents, I don't know a lot about them. I know a little more about, well, not a little. I'll say I know more about my father than my mother. Probably a decent amount more, like in terms of his spirit. Obviously, my father's Israelite because I'm in the truth. And even just thinking about him. But my mom was a Jake too. I don't remember too much about her, but I know she was Jake too. They were both catching hell like none other. Okay, going through it constantly. Which I'm not gonna go. This ain't about me, all right? But I'm saying even if you want to go that route, they're both Jake. So now what? So yeah, let's not allow me to have salvation. Let's cut me off from the promises that Yahweh Shem Shai, that the Most High Yahweh first and foremost made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Cut me off from that promise because I have pale skin. Does that even sound logical, ethical? No. No, it doesn't. It says with Jacob's descendants. It doesn't say with black people. Okay, first of all, let's understand that right now. The Israelite, I've even asked ChatGPT if it makes sense for Israelites to look like all people now, considering the fact that you are what your father is. And she said, yes, it makes perfect sense that Israelites would look like everybody because they've been scattered, because they've been throughout all these different captivities, because they've lost their heritage and mingled with the heathen and joined under their idols. So yes, it makes perfect sense. But yet, Jake, that claims to be in the truth for 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years, can't understand the simplest concepts of the scriptures because the Holy Spirit ain't dealing with you. And I'm not saying that like I'm some mighty prophet. Yahweh Ratazah, I pray that I can be found worthy and that my household and myself can be delivered. But look, if that's not the Lord's will, then it's not the Lord's will. Okay? But I know where it stands right now. I have a solid chance. As long as I continue to do what I'm supposed to be doing, what I believe I've been doing, as long as I continue on this path, then I believe I'll get saved. All right, or be a martyr, either way, same thing though. But a lot of you guys, you're just full of shit. All right, plain and simple. So, I'm not gonna ramble on. It's really all I wanted to say, and I recorded off my phone camera, so How does upload kind of quick because I know a lot of times I've had problems with that in the past. But Lord, when that this lesson was edifying, I hope it was. I hope it was exhorting to the Israelite foreigners out there. Don't be discouraged. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. Like I said, I haven't been in the truth long, but I've been there, done that, bro. I've heard I've heard what you've heard. before. All right, you're Edomite, you're white, you don't belong there, da da da. We've heard it. I don't. It's getting to the point now where, like I said, I hate how I look, but it's like at the same time, I don't give a fuck anymore, man. I really don't, because like Apostle Gabar, Salaki, like Apostle Gabar even mentioned in the video that I'm referring to at the beginning, we're all going to get changed. We're all looking to get out of these bodies, and not to mention, what about reincarnation? Reincarnation, bro. Like, we've had many, many bodies. This is just the last one that we're in. So who cares? Take care of your body. Have a diet and exercise regimen. But I'm saying, who cares? Okay, who gives a fuck, man? We're all going to get changed. We're all going to get new bodies. So don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. Focus on the spirit. Focus on exalting Yahweh Shema Shai. Focus on the ministry. Focus on his will and what he wants done. All these other camps, all these dudes, they're going to continue to talk. They're going to continue to do what they do. And eventually the Lord is going to bring a hammer down on them. He is. and then it's not going to be that funny no more. Then there ain't going to be no 50-minute video no more. All right, it's going to be straight judgment. And guess what? If they find you in Jacob's trouble, they're going to be trying to ask you for help. And you know what? No, Jeremiah 15. All right, 15 and 2. No, such is for death to death, man. You had all that shit to say. You wanted to say I was an Edomite, a crack of this, crack of that. Okay, cool, great. Don't ask me for help. Don't ask me for guidance. Don't ask for me to pray for you, because it ain't going to happen. Now, of course, if somebody sincerely repents and Spirit of the Lord, he's going to have mercy on whom he wants to have mercy. But we're saying for the majority, okay, because that's how a lot of you guys are going to do, man. I already see it through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. A lot of you dudes are going to talk hellish shit about all of us. But even Israelite foreigners, yeah, you're an Edomite, you're a Moabite, you shouldn't be there. Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? All this bullshit. And then when hell breaks loose, you're going to be begging for our help, and you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. You hated me. You hated me, remember? I was an Edomite. I'm going into slavery, remember? Which, just to put this out there too, when I first found out about the truth, even though I didn't believe that I was white, and I was, which my dad, is technically so-called white, according to the flesh, but I was in denial of that. I was like, nah, he ain't white, man. I was like, no, he Native American or Latino or Negro or something. He ain't white. I know he ain't. He's mixed or something. He ain't white. He ain't full-blown white. There's something in him. And shit, maybe I'll put a thumbnail of him. Which, brothers that have seen my videos, I've had him as my wallpaper before. All right, but I probably, I'll probably put him as a thumbnail. If it's the Lord's will. We'll see what, Yahweh Shema Shai wants. But when I first came in and, I was told so-called white people were going into slavery, I accepted that. I mean, because first of all, I'm seeing the scriptures. I believe it's the word of God, so I'm like, shit. I mean, what am I going to say? No, I'm not going to do that. Like, I don't have a choice. And the same thing applies. Now, of course, I know I'm an Israelite. I do. I know for sure I'm an Israelite. And I believe if I go against that and I doubt and I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm an Edomite. Man, the Lord might destroy my ass. Because that's disrespectful to the Lord. The Lord ain't going to give his Holy Spirit and his knowledge and his truth and his time to a fucking Edomite. But I'm saying, back then, I'm saying the same thing would apply now. I was all for it. White people going to slavery, I'm like, shit, it makes sense to me. I'm shit. I'm gonna get ready to work for Jake. I mean, it makes sense. All the atrocities that Esau did. And the reality is, no Edomite's even going to think like that or say that. Esau's proud. Look at the elites, starting with them. Look at Amalek. Okay? So you got an Edomite, so-called on the outward, kissing your boot at camp. Or, acknowledging that he went off. Bro, majority of the time, that's Jake. Okay? It's not a fucking Edomite. All right? But that's all I got to say. Lord willing, if this lesson was edifying. Before I close, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rechah HaKodash. Double honors go out to the Apostle Elder Gray Millstone. I pray this lesson was edifying. And shalom.